Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of Malevolence, episode 10. We've come a long ways. I've lost some people, and hopefully we'll go save their lives next episode or two. I'm Noble Goblin, of course, as your trusty GM, or untrusty GM. And with me is my crew, my players. Let's kick it over to Mia, and he'll introduce himself and who he's playing.
What's up, everybody? My name is Chris, or Mia El Chivo in our Discord, and I am playing the human champion named Bairon Aldrich. He's just been witness to a little bit of inner turmoil with the group, and I don't know exactly how he's feeling about it, but I definitely think that there's some awkwardness going around. I'm going to pass this on over to Red.
Hey everybody, I am Big Red, and today I'm playing Varric Stonevale, the Dwarven Thaumaturge. And I'll throw it over to Justin.
What's up, guys? My name's Justin. You may know me as Skull525 on Discord. I am playing Elias Vale, the Human Investigator, who had an interesting scene last episode. If you haven't heard it, you should. Just saying. I loved that last episode. With that being said, I will kick it over to Rocket.
Yeah, it's Rocket here, playing the cleric Roskarn Sangravel. The other party involved with this interesting scene and the curious inter-party dynamic that has been mentioned. And like was mentioned, if you don't know what we're talking about, go back an episode and listen to it.
Yeah, what are you doing starting here, weirdo?
Yeah. Anyway, back over to you there, Noble.
All right. Last time on Malevolence Echoes the Dark. The manor did not need claws. It did not need teeth. It only needed a door. And, well, the right whisper behind it. As the investigator approached, something unseen took hold. Not to his body, but of something more fragile, more twisted. Faith curdled, doubt sharpened into something cruel. And then the words came, not shouted in rage, but spoken in certainty. The investigator turned on the others, tearing into belief, into purpose, into the very foundation that held them together. Faith was called hollow, meaningless, a lie. And even after the haunt was driven back, the damage remained. Because some words don't belong to spirits. Some words come from something deeper. And then the cleric struck. He didn't strike a monster or a ghost, but one of his own. Silence followed, heavy and unforgiving, because now the manor has learned something new. It doesn't have to break them. They can do that to themselves. Welcome to episode 10. Trust is the first thing to die. As the scene opens, you are on the second floor balcony looking over to the first floor. The door stands in front of you, blood staining it from that torrent of blood that poured out of it. The sun glints through the grimy windows to the south, that grandfather clock still ticking its rhythmic melody. As you stand looking at each other, the investigator, Elias, still feel the sting of the strike the cleric did on you. Words were said as we zoom into the characters and what will happen in the aftermath. You guys have the floor.
Okay, I think Byron's gonna jump in. He'll stand there between you guys, and he'll look at you, and he'll say to Roskarn first. He'll say, "Roskarn, I understand the insult it was to hear the demeaning words he said about your god, but remember, this house has got a hold of all of our minds, and if anyone would be attacked the worst, it's the one with the strongest mind." And he looks over at Elias. Says, "Elias, remember, you are the strongest mind here. You're an investigator. You look for these clues. all the spirit would want to do is dissuade you.
Like I said, I will still help. I will still look for clues. But I am not going first. Not anymore.
Then I'll take your place. Well,
My message has been delivered. If we are shifting our priority from investigating and or cleansing the manor to a rescue mission of our companion Ulberd, then I suggest we get on with it.
I don't think I could agree more.
Roll me a perception check, Barrett.
Okay.
Any secret. Yo, decide on an uneasy truce to find Ulbrig, to figure out this haunting. Vark, you're standing there, maybe glancing around, maybe watching the tableau. And faintly, ever so faintly, you barely pick up. It almost sounds like Ulbrig whispering Evelyn, coming from the west. Maybe not far, maybe he's not too far. What do you do?
Can I sort of feel or know like where I heard it from?
Yeah, pretty much western, either that hallway to east. So either through that hallway or through that door with the roll you did. You don't know exact, but you know it came from that direction.
Okay. Like up northeast?
Yeah, northeast.
I think he would sort of like just walk over, look up the hallway. Maybe we were all in conversation and he just broke off to the side on his own, And did you guys hear that? I swear I just heard what I thought was Ulberd calling to me. It came from I think it came from this way. I think I'm losing it, guys.
We're all losing it, Varric. But you could still be right. I'll step up. I didn't hear anything, but I can take a listen. I'll pin my ears a little bit over in this direction, see if I can hear anything.
Roll your perception. And Roskarn, you still got that ability to perceive haunts a little easier? Yeah, go ahead and roll your roll and add your modifier for that. Have that ability for me.
Perception, right?
Yes. Bairon, you kind of listen around. You don't hear like Ulbrich. To you, it sounds like maybe a little girl laughing and giggling coming from that door in front of you.
Oh, this one to the east right there?
Yes. Roskarn. As you see Varric moving over and you hear them kind of listening, you kind of focus your thoughts on that too, and you also hear the whispered words of Evelyn, but you hear it a little more clearly, as if it's definitely coming from that door that Bairon is standing in front of.
Definitely make sure that Bairon and Varric understand. That is not Ulberd, that is a woman's voice. Would Roskarn have identified that as Evelyn?
It's not Evelyn, but it is a woman's voice.
Yeah, so you'll make sure that they understand that. The clarity there.
I hear it too, Roskarn. It sounds to me like a child's laughter. Sinister, almost.
To me, it's not a child.
Terrifying.
Interesting. definitely need to take precautions on this, seeing what happened with Elias and the door here. This could be the house presenting us with our own something presenting to us in a very personalized manner. So this is just speculation. I don't know anything, but we can leave it, or we can try to push further into it.
Well, it's as much of a lead as any as to where Ulberd's at. If anything, hopefully. Think might be the best bet. I would like to step forward and investigate this door a little bit.
It'll be perception, which is secret. While you all are doing that, Elias, you're kind of hanging back. You know, you just had this spirit. I don't know if it spoke what you thought in your heart, or just made you angry, spitting nonsense. But what are you doing now? What are you thinking as your friends are moving off, hearing these noises that you haven't heard yet?
Elias is more so holding onto his crossbow and just observing. He does not like his mind being messed with, and that anger, that hatred that he had that was not his own. He's a little cautious now. And then obviously the heated conversation that he had, he's just a little hesitant, so he's just kind of taking it all in and observing everybody and what they're doing.
Bairon, you walk up to the door. It looks like a standard wooden door. There's a little name etched in it in Chilaxian, which would be Infernal. Can you read for Infernal?
I don't believe I can. I don't think anyone can, if I remember correctly.
You do as you walk up. You said investigate, and you roll me that perception. Do you touch the door, or are you just kind of eyeballing it?
Honestly, knowing Bairon, he probably would have touched the door.
Okay.
Looking around.
Nothing happens. I'm not going to have every door attack y'all.
Thank
But
God.
the wood is smooth. You can tell the door is locked, but you do not see any traps.
Okay.
But as you do touch it, though, you do hear the words of Ulberd whisper, "Hurry, hurry, help me, I'm in here."
Guys, I think it is Ulberd in there. Boop, I'll open. It's locked.
It is locked.
Wait. If you all are hearing different voices, I don't think we should rush in there.
Might be right. But what if... Where would Ulberd be?
I just want to say this. Let me get closer to the door. If something were to happen, just know I do not mean it.
You got it, Elias. I'll keep that in mind if there's a crossbow bolt through my thigh or something.
As Elias steps forward to investigate the door. Oh, hold on. Forget I even said anything. I misread the spell. I need a target enemy for this spell. It's going to use Forbidding Ward, but I need a target ally
right.
and a target enemy. I can't just put it. So, carry on.
So essentially, Elias walks up to the door. He's not necessarily checking for traps or anything, because that was already done. He is more so just trying to listen and possibly get an idea of what's going on the other side. We have 3 people hearing 3 different things, and Elias isn't hearing anything. So he's just trying to figure out what's going on.
secret roll, please.
I have ruled it.
Sorry, I was reading some notes. I'm pulling up some old notes.
It hath been rolled.
Keep rolling, rolling, rolling.
Hey, I'll keep rolling until I get a good score.
You hear a voice. It's one from your past. Maybe an old job. Maybe someone that you liked romantically. But it's a woman's voice. Very feminine, very mysterious. Elias? Eli? Sweetie, I'm in here. Come.
Does the voice sound familiar?
It does sound familiar. I'm gonna let you pick the person. It could be somebody, just an old contact, maybe an old investigation, maybe even a love interest from your past. Who do you hear?
So Elias really hasn't had a love interest. So I would probably say it would be Mom.
That's great.
No, it can't be. She's not here. He'll turn to the group. So I am now hearing my mother, who is still alive as far as I know of. She was when I left. This thing can mimic, or at least read minds of things that we care about.
Oh, shit.
So I think we need to proceed with caution or avoid this area entirely.
That's each of you have heard this. Give me a will save.
Oh,
Roscar
no.
and Barrick. Since y'all do have your abilities and y'all have a little protection, I'm gonna let y'all have a +2 against this will save, so you can add 2 to your roll.
Okay. While you guys are doing that, when Elias mentioned something about his mom's voice and how it can mimic, you kind of see, like, Byron's posture changes. And when Elias says that he thinks we should avoid this place, he is pretty much like, yes, I agree. I do not think we should go in this room.
I always forget that I can actually request rolls from you guys.
Do you know something that we do not?
Well, personally, I'd just rather not see a face from the past.
Fair enough.
Bairon, Elias, and Varric. I sent you all the rolls I need.
Would my spirit ward apply to this?
Yeah, it should. Should we get a +1 to that? I would think.
I also have Resilient Mind, which is a circumstance. They're two different ones. Status and
As long as the
circumstance.
statuses are different, you could add them, yes.
Bet, okay.
Varric, did you add the +2 to your roll, or was that just a base roll without the +2?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Elias, you're fine. You're able to shake it off. You know this is not real. That's not your mother. Roscar, you too. You know there's a haunch in there. You know it's definitely trying to lure us in, like the spiny fish that has the little light bulb above his head that lures fishes in. Varric and Bairon, you don't see the problem. I mean, if what you hear is in there, well, you need to go save it. If it's Ulberd, if it's some little girl in trouble, you need to, rescue it.
The Roscarn, having basically passed his will saving throw, disbelieved whatever illusion or draw or whatever, could he reach into the depths of his mind and try to come up with try to figure out what it is that's calling them and whether or not it's something that they could needs to be deactivated or exorcised
Definitely.
or somehow
Give me a recall knowledge. We'll say occultism, or if you have a society or a lore that might work.
I have undead lore, I have religion, I have those.
Okay, undead lore or occultism, I'll take for your recall knowledge. Roscar, as you're pulling this up while I'm pulling up my creature, are you just kind of thinking hard? Are you doing any like kind of prayers? What are you doing?
Yeah, hearing... Right. So hearing what he heard, and then listening to the rest of the group describe what they heard, he's going to think back to the training that he received and reach out to, I guess, both of his gods in a quick little check-in saying, you know, there's something funny going on, just do a real quick description, and just, like I said, rifle through his knowledge and kind of ask for a little bit of a hey, does this sound right? Does that sound right? To his now two adoptive gods, knowing that Erasni's not really the most forthcoming and responsive, but still.
Erasni's not, but Pharasma can be very interactive, and as you do this, an image flutters in your brain. No words, but you recognize it. The slender curves, the enlarged like bosoms, the wings in the back. You know there's a succubus behind that door, and it can take any shape it wants. You are certain of that.
Yeah, and having that pop into his mind, he'll utter a quick thank you under his breath. And then immediately to the other three members of the group, he'll say, there's only one thing that can speak to all of us in voices that we would want to hear. Are you three prepared to deal with a succubus?
Bairon would probably look at you and say, well, personally not. We need to deal with Ulberd first, and then maybe we can come back.
It is often in... Not that I've... Ross Carden is going to say, not that I've, met too many or any, but it is impressed upon us to leave said demons to more experienced handlers. So I am with you if you wish to move forward into another area to continue searching for Ulberd.
That may be best.
I do agree, Bairon. But you and Varric, still think you might want to... It might be prudent to go in there, because y'all did fail your rolls.
If she has Ulberd in there, Roskarn.
Heard the voice. We're just gonna sit here? I need help.
This creature is playing with your minds just like me touching the door did. I can assure you that who we are seeking is not beyond this door. Unless you are seeking death.
I feel like I'd be looking between Varric, who is standing right next to the door, and Elias, who is just talking kind of back and forth.
I'm in front of the door.
Well, okay, my bad. I had it backwards.
I never left. I'm still in front of the door after
Good.
doing
Yeah.
it.
Nope, that is so good, actually.
So I think Varric would step up a little closer to you, not in like an aggressive manner, but sort of like a erratic manner. So still a little like worrisome, like he clearly seems like he's worried. It's like wide eyes, rapid movement, but how do you know? How do you know that he's just not on the other side of the door?
Elias, why don't you give me a coerce check, or even a diplomacy check?
I will aid in this by pointing out to Varric that, and both Varric and Bairon, that Roskarn will point out that he literally just had a conversation with Pharasma, and Pharasma told him it was a succubus.
Definitely. Roll me a religion with it. I'm about to say with advantage, but this is not 5e. But give me a religion roll. And Elias, give me a coercion or a diplomacy. Either way, a coercion is more of a intimidation. Diplomacy, is not as forceful. And you do have the +1 from Roskarn's aid on that.
That's what I was wondering. Now, is this a private roll?
This is not. No, this could be normal.
My diplomacy is really low, so fingers crossed.
Oh, let's go.
24.
Yes.
Oh, you are great. So what do you say to talk them down? Because you are definitely high enough to convince them, to snap them out of their little trance, so to speak.
Roskarn is right with what he says about speaking with his gods, and they have shown him. I do believe him. If we are any type of team, have any type of alliance, you need to trust us.
I think they're right, Varric.
I can do that.
Y'all are snapping out of it. The door itself rattles. The voices in your head come back, each in their individual sounds. I'm so lonely. Come, help me. Come, save me. It's Mommy, dear. Whatever enticing you hear it now. But what do y'all do? There's no roll for this, because y'all done passed it, y'all done snapped out, but this is what you hear as you're snapping out.
I suggest we leave from this area.
Quickly as possible, yeah. Start. Maybe, what do you think? We go back to the main area or back down the staircase to the library? Because we know that there's the entrance in the library to go further down. We haven't been down there.
And you don't really know what's behind that door that was haunted from last episode either, if you ever wanted to check it out.
Right, if there was information. We were headed up that way to see if there was
Like
anything about the basement, I believe.
Because y'all did see that woman with the hatchet kind of walk into or Varric and Rocket did, or Roskarn. Saw that woman figure walk into that room. But
So I think Roskarn would remind Varric, remember we saw what we saw walking into this room. The door shouldn't be haunted anymore. I exercised it. So if we want to keep looking for Ulberd, which I do think we should, let's see what's in this room and press forward. Leave the succubus be, but continue on to our path. We got a little sidetracked. Let's get back on the right path here. And he will move over to the door and reach to open it. Just kind of being like, I've made up my mind. This is what I'm doing, and I'm going to pull you guys along with me if I have to.
the door is unlocked, so you can click it, open it as you will. As you open the door, you see dusty furniture kind of scattered across the room. You see a large mahogany desk sitting at the end. You see dusty bookshelves lining the walls. You see the remains of a hand laying on the mahogany desk, and a hatchet buried into its wooden surface. The iron stain of blood surrounding it. That's all you see.
Roskarn is immediately going to be reaching out with his see the unseen and all of that's going on to try to pick up any further hauntings within this room. He knows by now that the house itself is a massive haunt. So he's going to try to filter out that presence, but try to reach out and see with any sort of spiritual senses that he has left to see what's going on in that room before anybody else enters it.
How long does that spell last on you? Just as a reminder.
So see the unseen is 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Oh yeah, you still got plenty of time. Roll me perception. It is a secret roll. And add your modifier for having that see the unseen on.
At one point, Varric would lean over to Elias and say, I swore I heard the voice from a young lass I met at the brothel once. Getting into my head.
Shit.
Hopefully it was a good time.
Okay, you do not notice any haunts. Varric. My postal roll yours 1 second.
The side of Varric I didn't think we were going to ever figure out.
When we were talking about voices and stuff, I was like, wonder what he would hear. And it just came to my head.
You're kind of able to peek around his shoulders or under his legs because you're so short. But you notice, first thing, your trained thaumaturge eyes lock in on that hatchet buried in that wood. And you know, something undead has a hold of that hatchet, a haunt of some sort. And the only way to exercise it is, since you did roll so high, I'll give you both methods. A diplomacy to soothe the haunt's wrath, or a religion to exorcise the haunt.
Yeah, so I think, so he recognizes the haunt and knows how to defeat it, right? So I think he would sort of like brush past Roscarn politely and step in. And then he's going to do...
As long as Roscarn allows you to pass, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, do you
as
stop
soon as
me
you
at all?
start pushing forward, he'll get out of your way.
Yeah, he wouldn't do it in like an aggressive way, just like, excuse me, or whatever, you know?
Move,
He's not-
Roscarn.
As soon
He's
as
not
you
trying
step
to get
in,
bopped in the nose.
as you step in,
And
the unearthly voice of a woman fills your ears, almost like a scream. It's like, you bastard, I can't believe you slept with her. You hear the slam, almost like a piece of metal hitting wood.
so funny because I was just talking about the brothel thing, so he was like, how does she know?
Shit.
As the
But
axe begins to shake, begins to tremble, I'm going to give you one action to try to dispel this. You're going to use religion or diplomacy.
I'm going to use religion.
It is. Oh, I'll just give you I'll tell you the roll. 1 second. Wes, there you go. Your roll is requested. Oh, completely destroys it. Give us especially our listeners, an idea of what you do to exorcise this ghost that was about to control this haunt.
As per usual, he would his kind of go-to is holding his lantern, and he would, I imagine, he's reciting some Pharasman scripture in Dwarven. He's holding it up and as he's chanting, the lantern begins to glow brighter, and maybe like a magical force pushing against the haunt, and he repeats and repeats, and eventually it's like the light pushes and the haunt dissipates.
Right. The shaking of the hatchet dies down. All is still, all is quiet, almost like it was never there before. You've all been awarded 120 XP because I forgot to give you XP for the haunt yesterday, so that's kind of last episode. So that's kind of XP for both of that.
Could I inspect the hatchet? Sorry.
And one thing, since you did roll so well with your religion check and for your perception, you do know that this haunt, you're not quite sure what it's tied to, but until whatever it's tied to is put to rest, every day or so, this haunt will come back.
Is the haunt in the room, or can I see the focus of the haunt?
Roll me another religion roll. Okay. You can't pinpoint it exactly, but you have an idea. Since this seems to be Iosif Zarin's office, and more than likely the woman you heard was his wife, you could assume that either her spirit has to be, put to rest, or his spirit has to be put to rest, but you're not sure exactly which one.
we're not in a position like to do it now. We have to find where the spirit is, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
But
so
you
he's
know
going to pick
that-
up the hatchet.
But you know the hatchet is safe for at least 24 hours. But you're not quite sure
Okay, yeah, he's gonna-
exactly what it will.
Pick it up and inspect it a little bit.
As you look at this hatchet is a +1 hatchet. It functions actually as a +1 striking ghost hatchet.
Oh,
Okay.
damn.
So he would pick it up, and I imagine like it just like glistens like a when you see an item in a video game and just like has like a hollow like a glisten that runs down it, and it's like, oh, this one's nice. And he would kind of be swinging it, playing with it a little bit. Wouldn't be bad to have something that could slash a little bit. You guys mind if I keep this?
I've got my own weapon.
I have one question. Forgive me, for I am not the most intelligent when it comes to spirits, ghosts, haunts, that type of thing. But do you think it is wise that we carry that thing around after it just was haunted?
Well, you're not wrong. It might be an issue at some point, but if we could find the essence and get rid of its spirit, it should be okay, but definitely keep an eye out. I think we got some time. Maybe we'll deal with it tomorrow.
If tomorrow ever comes.
May want to look around this room a bit, see if there's anything about the basement. Elias, that keen eye of yours could be useful.
Tell me what part of the room you are investigating, and roll me a perception that is secret. If you investigate the bookshelves,
Okay.
you investigate the desk, for example.
So, first thing is my irritating feat that I have of that's odd. So I automatically get something in this room that is odd. Either something's out of place or whatever information that you deem would be odd.
Sure. As you first walk in the room, the first thing that looks to you as odd is you see this withered hand sitting on the desk. The wedding ring, the finger, as a matter of fact, is completely missing, and that's just kind of odd to you.
First off, before I continue my investigation, is anybody else going to bring up the hand that's on the desk with a missing finger? Anybody? No? Okay. Well, we should probably look at that. While you guys look at that, I will look at everything else.
I wonder if the hand is tied to the spirit.
Possible.
Who is investigating, like, the desk or these books?
I was going to say Elias is going to investigate the desk.
I'd be happy to aid.
Alright, there's y'all's 2 rolls. 32, Vark, yeah, you doubled it, so there's a +2 to your roll, Elias.
It has been
19.
rolled. Fingers crossed. Ooh.
That is a failure. You are welcome to use your grit point, and actually, from earlier, because you talked them out of the succubus fight, I'm going to give you an extra grit point on top of that. But you can use a grit
Let's
point if you
go.
want to reroll that.
I will use a grit point to reroll that.
Wasted my aid. Just kidding.
Sorry, it for whatever reason didn't become private. But
That's fine. It's because sorry,
Okay.
that's fine. That is a success, plus the 2 makes it 30, which is a definite success. So as you start rummaging through the desk, pulling up drawers, popping open old rusty locks. Sorry, I closed my notes 1 second. Okay, there it is. You find several papers of outdated Chilaxian government procedures, but you also find under that a small stacks of notes written in Abyssal. If you can recognize the language.
So does anybody here speak this? And he basically just hands out the papers that he found.
By speak Abyssal?
I do not.
I don't think any of us do.
And we're lacking on the needed languages. Shit.
Okay.
Well,
Um,
I guess I will hold on to these. Maybe we can find somebody else later.
Something that's interesting
Succubus.
on these pictures, on these notes, you see the drawing of that grandfather clock out in the foyer.
Oh, hold on. Does this look familiar to anybody? To me, it looks like the grandfather clock that we have seen. Or are my eyes playing tricks on me? And he kind of like points at the drawing or this picture.
That's no trick, Elias. Just as ominous in the drawing.
As you kind of examine the image, you see an arrow pointing to the top of it. And almost looks like a picture of a latch being opened somehow. But besides that, the rest of the words is written in Abyssal, so that's all the hint you get.
Do we all see that hatch, or is that just something that Elias saw?
You can all see it because it is written like it's like you got the words in Abyssal on the notes, and then like a diagram, a sketch of what to look for, going with the words, and it's what the sketch is of the grandfather clock and that hatch above it.
Looks like this thing shows the grandfather clock opening.
Well, that may be where we need to go.
Or
Byron
Does
told
anybody-
me to avoid the grandfather.
Yeah, it is ominous, but... Well, these notes have kind of given us a new clue, I guess. Maybe?
does anybody want to examine anything else in the room, like the books, the floorboards?
You know, Elias is all about the books. If nobody else wants to take the book.
Yeah, Varric will check the floorboards. He's a dwarf, so he's shorter, closer to the ground. He might notice something.
So Varric his.
His heavier posture makes a loose board creak.
Let's see, you yours. Okay, both of y'all have your perception checks sent to you. All you need to do is roll them. Varric, that is success. And Elias, you see nothing out of the ordinary with those books. You do notice with your roll several research books that you can use. You see a book on like notes of a journal or some sort of a lady named Fulvia Nostrama. You see other books all based on the owner of the house, Eosif Zarwin. Some on the Starless Order of the Starless Knights. Some item called a Starless Scope. An item called a Void Mirror. And of course, Zarwin Manor. These books will give you at least a +2 bonus to your research rolls when you are investigating or researching. But you do
How
not
heavy
find...
are these books?
I mean, they're books. I mean, so you're looking about 2 pounds a book, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 2 times 8, which is 16, so 16 pounds.
Roskarn will step forward and start looking at the shelves as well.
Awesome. Roskarn, I will send you a roll. And then we'll discuss what Varric
Real
found.
quick, could Elias be helping him by pointing it out like, oh, this is this book, I see this book?
You are fine to do an
Nope.
aid. So I'll give you the 15 request. Boom, there you go. While they're rolling that, Varric, you kind of look around the floorboards, and it's almost obvious to you. I mean, like blatantly obvious. That one of the floorboards is loose, and there's a little hole where you can kind of scoop your finger in and maybe pull it up.
Okay. He does it carefully. Very carefully.
Sec.
They're not at a brothel.
Okay. Byron, Elias, I guess maybe Elias, you're too distracted by all this plethora of knowledge you have in your hands. That Byron, as you start looking around, you do not notice anything out of the ordinary. It just looks like, old books. A lot of it's on chillaxing history, on how House Thrum came into rule, and how Erwin
This is
left.
sorry to interrupt. This is Roskarn stepping in to do a new check of the books. Byron came out. Roskarn was outside the door, kind of keeping watch while the three of them went inside. And when Byron came out, Roskarn went in with fresh eyes.
Yes, thank you. Because that was Byron's check I'm talking about. Well, Byron, you didn't see anything. Roskarn, let me send you a roll.
Yeah, I think I'm keeping an eye on this door with the succubus in it. Don't want it to sneak up on us.
Vark, do you pull
keeping an eye on the door, yeah?
Do you pull that full board up, Vark?
Yeah.
Do you stick your finger in the hole to pull it up, or do you kind of like pry the board up normal?
He's going to use the hatchet.
Yeah, that's no problem. As you pop the floor up board up, you notice 3 healing potions of moderate health.
Yeah.
Yeah, you found those healing potions. Roskarn, you come in with a fresh set of eyes. You start looking around, and you definitely notice it. You notice there's a book that doesn't belong and is on a hinge.
We'll immediately point it out to Elias and Vark being in the room. Vark's busy in his little floor hole, but definitely to Elias. I'm imagining that as Elias is cataloging his research books, Roskarn would be going through, and just at around the same time that Roskarn finds the hinged book, Elias points out the book on the void mirrors, so Roskarn would immediately turn over his shoulder and say, "Hey, that's the mirror that what was this lady's name? Lucille or whatever. That's the one that's the mirror she said that we can't have. She seemed way too into keeping that one." And as he turns around, he would have his fingers on that book, and I don't know how stiff that hinge is, but he might pull on it and say, like, lightly, just to get the physical attention, and say, "By the way, look at this," and he'd kind of rock it back, and not quite to the part where it would latch or unlatch something, but he'd say, "This is definitely something."
Okay, so you don't pull it all the way back to make it activate, right?
No, just wiggling it to try to figure out how much play is in it, how much effort would it be, but also to show that it's not a book, it is something like a lever or something.
Yeah, because as you pull it forward, you actually notice a piece of metal attached to the bottom of it, and you can feel that whatever spring is in it trying to pull against you.
Elias will walk over and kind of toss the book for the mirror in the air, like towards Roskarn, and then he would take a look and see if he could look behind the bookshelf and possibly see if it goes, like, where it goes or leads.
Yeah. So Roskarn would let it go as Elias comes towards him. He'd let it go and grab the book out of the air and immediately start flipping through it to see what kind of information he could get.
Amazing.
Like, not looking specifically for words, but looking to see if there's like a drawing or some sort of image or something to make it easily recognizable. And basically kind of swapping spots with Elias.
Byron, as you stand out in the hallway, give me that will save.
God damn it. I heard the notification pop and everything.
Okay.
29.
Scene.
You tried, Noble. Succubus ain't getting me yet.
As you stand there, Byron, you hear the grandfather clock ding another hour. Maybe it's a little afternoon, maybe it's about 1, maybe 2, you're not quite sure. As you kind of glance towards the back, because you see the back of the grandfather clock from where you're at, across the balcony, standing beside it, looks like a spectral figure of Ulberd. He looks up at you.
Oh, shit.
His staff is missing. He kind of rubs his hands together, smiles, and then flitters away in nothingness. Since you pass, nothing bad happens to you, but you do still see the vision.
Interesting. I'll probably walk over that direction to see if I'm tripping. Maybe Ulberd is hiding behind the grandfather clock. I'm not going to get too close. Damn it. I got too close.
What have you done?
The game paused. That means I got too close.
Bye.
Bye, Byron.
Episode title.
All right, continue walking.
I don't know if I want to. I think that's about as close as I'm going to get. I'm going to look around the corner here. See if I see Ulberd. Didn't
as
see
you move around
anything.
the corner, this creature's going to spend an action. And just swing at you real quick. Then we'll go into initiative. But actually, we'll go into the ending of the episode, and we'll go into initiative starting tomorrow. But it will take a swing at you.
Oh no! Why is it always me?
Because you like to adventure away from the party.
I know. I don't know why.
As you walk up towards the grandfather clock, the shadow of the grandfather clock begins to move and morph as a tentacle strikes out, hitting you square in the chest, almost at the symbol of your Pharasman swirl. You take a total of 9 points of damage, but it is not done yet. Because as soon as it hits, you can almost feel like your essence, your shadow, is being pulled out of you as it starts to steal your shadow.
Am I gonna be able to fly?
The shadow hit a living creature with a shadow strike on its previous action effect. The shadow pulls at the target shadow, making the creature you an enfeebled 1 right now.
Oh, that's wild.
Guys, as this happens, as you yell, as Rosgard is explaining the mechanism and talking about the void mirror, the scene will fade to black. As episode 10 is in the books, guys. Congratulations.
Let's go. 10. What a number. We hit double digits, everybody. Let's go.
Boom,
It
boom,
took us a
boom.
lot. There
Nice.
was enough delays and everything, and we finally got to double digits. It's great. A lot of stuff's going on. People are splitting the party unintentionally. Can't wait till next episode to see what happens there. Before we
Good.
do end, though, let's kick it over to Mia or Red. Any announcements?
As always, thanks everybody for watching. We've been having a blast doing this. I don't want to speak for everybody else, but I know that. I would like to invite anyone listening who wants to continue listening and follow us to check out our website, critandgritmedia.com. Anything we do, we're posting over there. We've got links to all of our social media, to our Discord, our podcast shows and everything, so you can find us there. That being said, I'm going to pass it over to Red to talk about our next campaign that we've got coming up once we get the conclusion of Malevolence over.
Yeah, hey everybody, Big Red here. Obviously, once we're done with this amazing Malevolence playthrough, we're going to be moving to a Outlaws of Alkenstar live stream game. Name of the show is going to be Barrels and Brimstone. Yours truly as the GM, and everyone here will be at the table with me. It's going to be a blast, rootin' tootin' cowboy stuff, some steampunk, and some other stuff you'll have to tune in to find out. See you there.
Hell
Also,
yeah.
before we go, get on our website, find our Discord, join us on Discord. I've actually been talking with Red and Mia about running maybe Society once a week, especially for our East Coast players, because I know a lot of our crew is Pacific Coast. So if you want to play some Pathfinder Society, join us. Listen to podcasts. We'll have some good time together.
Yep, I know we got one person in our group right now that's been dying to play with us, but because he's the only East Coast right now, there's not very much accessibility to get to play with him, so we're hoping to get more people from the eastern side in here playing with him and us, so come on in.
Yeah, all my Eastern peoples, come on.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, he says only. I'm Central. I'm close enough to Eastern.
Here you go.
I was gonna say North Carolina here, baby. Let's go.
Hell yeah. Good old Northwest our way.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
everybody, thanks for listening. It's been a good one.